In a divorce, there is the need to divide property, and with few exceptions, each spouse is going to receive half, 50% of what's called the marital net worth. And the marital net worth is a term used to describe the assets or liabilities that either spouse accumulates during the marriage. So if something was earned, created, saved during the marriage, or a debt was incurred during the marriage, it's going to be part of the marital net worth. There's a few exceptions to this. If gifts or money was received and inherited during the marriage from somebody else other than your spouse, then it's going to be considered non-marital property if that property was kept separate and not mixed together. So basically speaking, what Florida divorce law says is, with a few exceptions, you're basically going to have an equal split of the marital net worth. Judges can adjust it a little bit in favor of one spouse or another, but that doesn't happen very often. So just as an example of this, assume Jack and Jill. They go up a hill to fetch a pail of water, they get married on the way down, and now they're getting divorced. If they have marital assets totaling $2 million and marital liabilities totaling $1 million, in a divorce scenario, their marital net worth is a total of $1 million. And the way you figure that out is they have $2 million of assets, $1 million of liabilities, so the $2 million minus the $1 million is a $1 million net worth. So in a divorce, Jack and Jill, since they have a $1 million marital net worth that they're dividing equally, they're each going to leave the marriage with $500,000. So that's hopefully you see how that works. $1 million is the marital net worth. Everybody gets 50% of that, so that's $500,000 for each spouse. Now, kind of give you the same example, except show that somebody had non-marital property. In this case, it's the same facts: $2 million of marital assets and $1 million of marital liabilities, but Jill inherited $1 million during the marriage that she put into a separate account and never mixed with anything else. And in that case, the marital net worth is still the same, $1 million. Jack and Jill would still each leave the marriage with half of that $1 million, $500,000 each. And in this case, Jill would keep her inheritance of $1 million. So at the end of the day, she'd actually be leaving the marriage with a net worth of $1.5 million. That's her $500,000 half share of the marital net worth, plus her $1 million inheritance. A few other items when it comes to dividing property. Each item of property or bank account is not always divided equally. The goal for each spouse is to leave the marriage with basically the same marital net worth, and it doesn't mean that each and every account or asset is divided in half. It's just everybody leaves the marriage with the same value of things. If you want to claim in a divorce that an asset should be considered non-marital, meaning that it was maybe inherited or you had it before the marriage and you don't want to divide it with your spouse, then it's your burden of proof. You have to be able to show that you had the particular piece of property before the marriage, or that you inherited the money from someone, or somebody gave you the gift of that asset and it wasn't for working. It's your burden to prove that. Sometimes that can be very difficult when you've been married a very long time. I've had clients that have been married over 30 years and they want to try to prove what they had when they got married, and it can be a very difficult thing to do unless there was very good record keeping. Also, we've been talking about the concept that each spouse leaves the marriage with half the marital net worth, and in Florida it's not exactly that simple all of the time. In equitable distribution states like Florida, the judge has the discretion to make an unequal distribution of the marital net worth, but in practice, this hardly ever happens. Basically, judges can, for certain factors, adjust how much property people get. Very rarely does it result in somebody getting any different than half the property, but I have seen examples to where people get a little bit more than half, especially in very, very short marriages, to where somebody has an inheritance and they accidentally mix the inheritance with they mix the inheritance with marital property, and technically the assets that they have are all marital and should be divided half with their spouse, but the judges step in and say, hey, look, these people have just been married a short period of time. This person accidentally mixed their money. It's just not fair in this situation. But in 99% of cases, it's going to be a half 50-50 split of the marital net worth, especially when people have been married a long period of time. We here at the Bruce Law Firm hope this video has been helpful to you, and briefly want to highlight a few other resources we've put together that might be beneficial as you think more about divorce and try to learn more about it. We have a website, divorceinformationbooks.com. That's divorceinformationbooks.com. And when you go to that page, you will be able to download all of the books that our firm has made available for free on different topics related to divorce, getting organized for divorce, controlling a difficult divorce, divorce strategy. We've got a Florida law guide and a Florida procedure guide on there. A load of helpful information, all for free, that you can download and read in the comfort of your own home, and also request for us to mail to you for free. So check it out, divorceinformationbooks.com. And we have another website. It's hurtforthelast.time.com, and that will take you to our law firm's guide on how to divorce a controlling or narcissistic husband. We represent both men and women at the Bruce Law Firm, but one of our particular areas of focus is representing women who are leaving an emotionally abusive relationship from a controlling husband who has a personality disorder. It's a very unique type of situation that we like to think we do well, and we've put together a book on that particular type of issue that any women in that situation would certainly benefit from. In terms of what you do now, a few action steps at least suggested by us. Before you do anything, if you haven't done it yet, you should go see a really good therapist and see if it's possible to save your marriage, or at least come to terms with whether for you the best thing to do is move on from your marriage. And if you don't know any really good therapists, we have a website, staymarriedflorida.com, and has a lot of great ones in the South Florida area. If you don't see a therapist in your location, please reach out to us and we'll do our best to connect you to one. A few different steps going forward. Number one, before you get divorced, you need to try to envision and define the life that you want to have after the divorce, and come up with a strategy for how you pursue the divorce. And we have a book on that. ControlYourDifficultDivorce.com will take you to it. The second thing you need to be doing in conjunction with finding out the type of life you want to live and trying to figure out how you approach the divorce is learn a little bit more about the laws that apply to a divorce in Florida, and you're doing that right now. We've got a book that covers everything. FloridaDivorceLawGuide.com will take you to it. It's a free book by the firm. The next thing you need to do, if you're starting to feel that divorce really is the right option for you, is start getting organized. There's financial information that you're going to need to gather. It's a little bit of work, but it certainly can be done and should be done before the divorce process starts. Before you see a lawyer, you need to do your best to get organized for divorce, and go to getorganizedfordivorce.com. We've got a book just on that particular topic. It's geared towards women, but just as helpful towards men, so check it out. The final step before you do anything, you should read our book on divorce lawyers and how to find them, all you need to know about divorce lawyers. It's all about divorcelawyers.com. That book highlights situations for when you should consider having an attorney to help you with your divorce, how to go about finding an attorney that's right for you in your particular situation, and then how to work with that attorney and make sure that they're hearing you and understand your goals, and that you're working efficiently with them so that the costs are as reasonable as possible. If this video was helpful to you, we'd certainly love if you could share the video with anybody you think might be in need. Divorce is difficult, but it's much easier when people have access to the information needed to dispel the myths common to divorce. There's a lot out there on the internet, and it could be kind of scary. We like to think that the videos we've put together on our website and on our YouTube channel are going to be helpful for everyone, so please share. If you're seeing this and you have a question that comes to mind, please do not hesitate to send it to us. We will do our best to respond to your question. Send an email to questions@brucepa.com, and we'll do our best to answer it. Sending us a question does not create an attorney-client relationship with our law firm. We're not your attorney just because you send us a question, but if you do send us one, we'll do our best to respond, and it might even be something we can turn into a follow-up question and answer video similar to this to help other people in your situation. My name is Christopher Bruce, and my firm is limited to divorce and family law in South Florida, and there's a lot of great lawyers in the South Florida area. We like to think our firm is pretty good at what we do. If you think we might be a good fit for your situation, we welcome your inquiry. What we do is we have a consultation and strategy session typically to determine if we're the right fit for our clients, and in that session we do our best to give a client an understanding of all the laws that apply to their situation. We answer all of the client's questions, and we give them an actionable strategy. It's very helpful for learning what your rights are. And if you'd like to set something like that up, you can call our offices at 561-810-0170. And there's a nominal charge for the meeting, but we like to think it's well worth it. Just as a little bit of a disclaimer, this video is not a substitute for a competent divorce lawyer. You should consult with a qualified divorce lawyer before you take any action, and this video does not create an attorney-client relationship between you and the Bruce Law Firm. We hope this video was helpful. There's more on the website and on YouTube. Thanks for watching.